Very good morning, dear students. I'm Miss Kumud, and today I'm going to start the new lesson of maths, that is angles. Okay, last year you have learnt about angles. Now let me show you some angles and you have to recognize them. Okay, so in the first figure you can see an angle. Okay, there are two lines here. Okay, and here there is a common point where they are meeting. So it is making an angle. Do you know what type of angle it is? Yes, you are right. It is the right angle. So let me write the name of the angle. So this is called as the right angle. Let us proceed with the next one. Now, you can see that over here the space in this angle, the space of the angle was large as compared to this. So that means the space over here which is occupied by this angle is less, and therefore it is less than right angle. And the angles which are less than right angles are also called as acute angles. They are called as acute angle. So this is an acute angle. So this angle is called as acute angle. Why? Because it is less than right angle. You can see the space over here is more or larger. Area is larger, whereas here the area is little less than the right angle, and therefore since it is less than the right angle, it is called as acute angle. Right. Now let us proceed with the next one. So this angle over here, what you can see is, larger as compared to that of the right angle. You can see the area is more as compared to that of the right angle, and therefore such type of angles are called as obtuse angle triangle. This is called as an obtuse angle. Why? Because it is more than 90 degree. You can see that the area over here taken by this angle is more than right angle. Therefore, such angles are called as obtuse angles. Right? So, this you have learnt last year in your 4th standard. Now, let us proceed further with the next part of the lesson. Now, your textbook, you can see that there are different pictures given on page number 34. You have to identify what type of angle this is. So this is, if you see, it is more than right angle. So what will be the name of this angle? Yes, you are right. It is an obtuse angle triangle. Obtuse angle. Then next one. If you see over here, this is not right angle. Okay, neither it is obtuse angle. This is less than right angle. Therefore, this type of angle is called as acute angle. Then you can see over here, this is straight over here with this. So it is actually called as perpendicular, okay, to this line. So this is also called as right angle. So this is a right angle. Now here if you see properly, okay, in this way, it makes an angle little more than right angle, and therefore such type of angle will be called as obtuse angle. This is called as obtuse angle, and the other two you yourself have to write in your textbook. Right? Now let us learn about how to name the angle now. Now we have to learn how to name the angles. Okay. Now here in this diagram you can see an angle, and you can see some letters here like A, B and C. Correct? So this has two lines. If you see over here, there are two lines AB and BC. Correct? Now these two lines, if you see, they are meeting at one point here, and that point is B. Now the lines which are here, that is BA and BC, are called as arms of the angle. Arms of the angle. So here line BA and BC are called as arms of the angle. Okay. So this is also another arm. Whereas you can see that these two arms are meeting at a common point. So this point of view over here, what you can see is called as the common point. And in maths, we call it as vertex. It is called as vertex of the angle. So B is called as the vertex B. Whereas the arms of the angles are BA and BC. Always remember students, whenever we are naming the arms of the angle, we have to start from the vertex and not from the second point of the arm, that is from here. That is, you can see over here an arrow. Actually from here to here, this is called as a ray. Okay, that is which is having a starting point and the one which is going in the upward direction. Arrow shows that it will continue like this. Therefore, whenever we are naming the arms of the angle, we should always name the arms of the angle from the vertex. So here the vertex is B and therefore these two arms will be named as arm BA and arm BC. Remember. So there are two arms here, arm BA and arm BC. So remember this students, whenever you are naming, you will be always naming it from the vertex. Next, now here the name of the vertex is vertex B. Fine. Now we have learned that an angle has two arms and one common point called as the vertex. Now, how to name an angle? Okay, whenever we are naming the angle, we always use three letters. Okay, or maybe sometimes even single letter. Fine. But single letter will be used only if the angle is like this. But if there are more than one angles for one common point, then we will be always naming it with three letters. So let us learn about how to name an angle with the three letters. Always remember that the angle, naming of the angle will be starting from the extended arm. Okay, that means from this point. Vertex will be always in the middle of the two letters. Vertex will be always in the middle of the two letters. So you can name this angle as angle ABC, or you can also call it from this side, that is CBA. Okay, or also you can call it as angle CBA. Fine. Or even you can call it as angle B. But remember, you can use this one letter only when the angle is single. If there are more than one angle for the same vertex, then we cannot call it with one letter. Therefore, you have to always call it with, write the name of the angle with three letters, A, B, C or C, B, A. Remember this. Fine. So this is how we can name the angles. Okay, angle ABC or angle CBA. Now there is a shortcut method also. Instead of writing the word angle, we can also call it as angle with a symbol. This is the symbol of the angle. So you have to write with the symbol angle A, B, C. Okay, or angle CBA. So this is how you can write the names of the angles. So I hope so you have understood about how to write the names of the angles. Now let us try to solve the problem set number 24. I will solve only one problem. You have to solve the last one. Okay. So here there are three angles given here. First one is PQR or RQP. You can name of the angle is given, vertex and arms of the angle. So let us see the first one. First one is already given here how to write the name of the angle. So you can write it as angle PQR or angle RQP. PQR or RQP. Fine. And here the vertex is Q, that is the common point where the two arms are meeting. So this is called as the vertex Q. whereas the arms of the angles are QP and QR. Right? So this is what is given for the first one. Now let us solve the second one. So second one, if you see over here, the name of the angle is angle LMN or angle NML. So the names of the angles are angle LMN or angle NML. So this is how you are supposed to write the names of the angles. Now what is the name of the vertex here? You can see over here the name of the vertex is M, because this is the common point where the two arms are joining. So this is called as the vertex M. Okay, now let us see the arms of the angle. So arms of the angles are ML and MN. So you have to write here the arms are ML and MN. So this is how you are supposed to write the names of the angle, vertex as well as the arms of the angle. Now let us proceed little further with the use of the protractor. How we can use the protractor. Now what is a protractor? That also we will learn now. Now students, in your compass box you will have something like this. This is called as the protractor. Now some of you might also call it as D, but it is not called as D, it is called as the protractor. Okay, remember student, it is called as protractor. Now how we can use this protractor to measure the angle as well as to draw the angles, let us now see. Okay, now first of all you should know about the protractor. What is the protractor? If you see, the protractor is, half of the circle. It is like the half of the circle. It is also, the shape is called as semicircular. Semi means half of the circle. So the shape is semicircular in shape. Then the semicircular edge of a protractor is divided into 180 equal parts. You can see from here 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 up to 180, or from here also 0 to 180. So there are divisions on both sides, towards the right side as well as towards the left hand side. Fine. So from 0 to 180. So this protractor is divided into 180 equal parts. And each part, if you see over here, each part, you can see clearly that this part is 1 degree. If you just count from here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So middle line is 5. Then 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Then 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and so on till 180 degree. So the divisions on the protractor, that is, the degrees can be marked in two ways. The divisions from 0, 10, 20, 30 to 180 are marked anti-clockwise. So this, you can see this is anti-clockwise in the, anti-clockwise, clockwise and anti-clockwise. So they are named in two different ways, that is anti-clockwise from 0 this way to 180 like this, and second is clockwise 0 to this way 180. So there are two methods of marking on the protractor, that is anti-clockwise and clockwise directions. So the center of the circle of which the protractor is half apart is called as the center of the protractor. So this is exact half of this protractor, and this point is called as the center of the protractor. Okay. The diameter of that circle is the baseline. So this you can see, this is the, suppose this is the circle like this. Okay, this is the circle this way, semicircle. You can see this is the center of the protractor, and this is called as the diameter of the protractor. So this diameter is also called as the baseline of the protractor, by which we can make use to measure the angles. So now let us try to use measure the given angles, fine, with the help of a protractor. Now, whenever we are measuring an angle, now let me show you an angle over here. Now, whenever we are measuring an angle, see that you have to keep this center of the protractor on the vertex of the angle. So, this is the vertex of the angle. So, let us try to first keep the center of the protractor on the vertex exactly. Okay, like this. Now, once you have kept the center of the protractor on the vertex, then you have to see that you will be keeping this baseline. This is called as the baseline. The diameter of the protractor is called as the baseline. This baseline you have to keep on the arm of the angle. Okay, so let us see the arm of the angle. We'll try to keep it exactly on the So you should see that the baseline as well as the arm of the angle will be in a straight line. You should not keep it like this and measure. So this is the wrong way of measuring. Some of you do this. That is why so first only when you are learning now, please pay attention how to measure an angle. Always keep the center of the circle on the vertex of the angle like this, and the baseline of the angle should be on the arm. You have to adjust in such a way that they will be falling exactly on the this baseline will be exactly falling on the arm of the angle. Now you have to see that you will have to measure the angle. Now you cannot understand where is the line going, correct? So that means this line is short. So that means you have to extend the arm of the angle. So let us try to extend the arm of the angle so that it will be coming out like this. It should be bigger line. The arm should be a bigger line so as to measure easily with the help of the protractor. So this way many of you draw the small angles and it becomes very difficult to measure. So that is why you have to see that whenever you are drawing an angle, the arm should be going out of the protractor so as to measure it accurately. Let us try to now draw the extended arm. By extending the arm, the angle will not change. Let us try to extend the arm now. So whenever you are extending the arm, you see that you will always, before drawing the line, always see that the vertex of the angle should be touching the ruler like this, as well as the point. Okay, you have to see that you can touch the line like this before drawing the line. Okay, so see that it touches like this and then draw like this. Okay, and now you can see by extending the arm we have not changed the angle. So see that you always have a bigger line. Now we try to measure with the help of the protractor. Keep it on the vertex, the center of the protractor like this, and the baseline on the arm of the angle. Now you try to measure. Now you can see that it is measuring around 50 degree. Now how it is 50 degree, that also we have to see. Now whenever you are measuring, see that the measuring the angle is very easy. Angle is measured starting from the 0 on that side of the vertex on which the arm of the angle lies. Okay, so arm of the angle is lying this way, and we have to see wherever this is going, where is the 0. So here is the 0, here is 180 degrees. So we cannot measure this way. Okay, 180, 170, 160. No, we have to measure from 0 always, wherever on whichever side the baseline is showing the 0. So here is 0 here. So we will count now how what is the measure of the angle. So measure of the angle is wherever it is lying, the second arm is lying, up to that much we have to go on counting. So it is 10, 20, 30, 40, and it is lying exactly on this line, that is on 50. So that therefore this angle is 50 degree. So this angle is 50 degree. Okay, now we have not named the angle, so let us try to name the angle as LMN. So the measure of the angle now LMN is 50 degree. Okay, so we are supposed to write it with the degree symbol like this. Okay, so this is called as degree symbol. So measure of angle LMN is now 50 degree. I hope so you have understood. Now let us try to take few more examples and try to solve it. Let us try to measure these some of the angles here. Angle LMN, okay, then angle PQR, and some more are there. So first we will measure this angle, that is angle LMNN. Okay, so first as you have to keep the center of the protractor on the vertex. Now vertex over here is M, so we will keep it on the vertex, and this baseline is this side on the arm now. So this side is the arm of the angle, so we will keep the baseline on this side. So keep it like this now first, okay, and then exactly the arm, the baseline of the protractor should be kept exactly on the arm. See that you are accurate in measuring, okay, exactly you have to keep, so that the baseline and this line will be in a straight line. Now you see that here this angle is exactly measuring how much? Okay, from here you have to count. Now this side is the line and 0 is here. So 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and this is over here, it is exactly 90. You see that I have drawn the line so big so that it is coming out of the protractor. So see that whenever you people are also doing, you will be drawing little bigger. Doesn't matter if your pages are getting over, but you see that you will be drawing accurately whatever you are drawing. Fine. So see that you will be drawing like this. And see, students, I have used a pen because I am an expert in doing this. So that's why I have used, and so that it is clear to you. If I have drawn with the pencil, then it would have been not seen properly. That's why I used a pen. But whenever you are drawing, you will be using your pencil, and the pencil should be sharp enough so that whenever you are trying to poke it for your chicks, it should pierce inside. So sharp should be the pencil tip. And whenever you are drawing, you will never draw it like kacha kuchu like this. Only one, draw tick point like this, draw like this, finish. Okay, so whenever you will be drawing it only once, not making it like this all the time. Fine. Now, so here the measure of the angle now is 90 degree. So the measure of this angle is 90 degree. So when we are writing, we will be writing like this. Angle LMN is equal to 90 degree. Fine. So this is how we can measure this. Now let us solve the second one. So here, now let us try to measure this angle. Okay, so this angle, see that I have not kept the baseline on the straight line. So vertex is on vertex Q. So let's keep like this and then try to draw, try to measure, keep the baseline exactly on this. Okay, fine. Now let us try to measure now. Now if you try to measure, now the vertex is here and the arm is this side. So this side, wherever 0 is there, you have to take. Now 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and then it is going, if you see here, is after 50 is 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. So this is measuring around. So whenever it is in between the two numbers, you have to see that which is the lower number. So lower number here is 50, not from 60. You are measuring from, taking from here. So when you are counting, you will be counting from here and not this way. So when you are counting here, this first line after 50 will be 51, 52, 53, 54, and this middle line is 55. So the angle is over here is 55 degree, and you will be writing it as angle PQR is equal to 50 degree. See that Q is in the middle and not QPR. Okay, so you have to write it as either PQR or RQP. Next, third one, third angle now. This, if you see, it is an obtuse angle triangle. It is more than right angle. So it is an obtuse. So that means it will measure more than 90 degree. Let us see now. Let's keep the center of the protractor on Y, that is the vertex, and the arm, the baseline will be falling on the arm YZ, and YZ is this way. That means we have to measure from wherever 0 is this side now. Okay, so 0 we have to see now, count now. So 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 and 100. So this is more than 90 degree, more than 90 degree. So 90 degree, it is right angle. Okay, now it is more than 90 degree and it is measuring around 100 degree. So exactly it is coming out of 100. So this angle is 100 degree. So angle YZX or XYZ, anyway you can write it as, is equal to 100 degree. And the last one we will do, and I'll finish this video with the last one. Here the last angle is angle ABC. So angle ABC, keep it on the vertex like this. B, exactly on B, and the arm of the angle lies over here, this side. Okay, BC is this side and 0 is this side. So wherever BC is there, from that part you have to see 0. So 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So this angle is 60 degree. That means less than 90 degree, and less than 90 degree is also called as acute angle. So the name of this angle is angle ABC is equal to 60 degrees. So this is how you are supposed to measure with the help of the protractor. I hope so you have understood how to measure the angle with the use of the protractor. So next time we will learn about how we can draw with the help of protractor the different types of angles. Okay, students, so hope you have understood. So thank you very much, and let's meet in the next video again.